From cheater surveillance cameras, you are about to view actual, true stories filmed live, documenting the pain of a spouse or lover caused by infidelity. This program is dedicated to the faithful and presented to the false-hearted to encourage their renewal of temperance and virtue. Coming up on this episode of Cheaters.
They're at a concert.
What is this? What is a sign spinner doing for you?
I just want to get your side of the story, man. That's all I know.
Real reality television is brought to you by Cheaters Detective Agency's Private Eyes on Cheaters.
Welcome back to another explosive episode of Real Reality Television on Cheaters. View tonight's tale of Nicholas Booth as he reveals his burden. Disturbed by the lack of intimacy with his girlfriend, Nicholas approaches Cheaters with both fears and questions.
She worked as a barista at the Starbucks down the block from my house. Saw her there almost, I think, a good 2 months. She was kind of a new hire, and I'm kind of shy, but I took my shot. And while she was at work, she said no, which was unfortunate or whatever, but saw her sometime outside of work at a store, and I took my shot there, and I was quite surprised. I had like this cheesy joke, and she laughed and she said yes, and we just went to the park, and that's kind of how we met and how everything jumped off. She's just a warm person, and like people are just drawn to her, you know, and I found myself being one of those people.
Ava Calloway, age 22, an insurance agent collecting premiums and not paying benefits. Cheaters deploys a squad of scrutators to surveil the apartment complex of the suspect, Ava Calloway. On this day, detectives spot Calloway on her way to her vehicle. The woman in her giant hat leave with an investigator in tow. The gumshoe tails the suspect to an unknown apartment building. Suspect Calloway, unknowingly followed by the Cheaters team, enters the building.
Around 7 months, around there, I asked her, surprised her with a key and asked her to move in. She wasn't particularly interested in doing that. So, I mean, it wasn't a confrontation, but it was a very sought out disagreement that the more I talked about it, the more I believe it aggravated her. And I've never seen her so cold. The turning point was she usually comes to spend the night every other weekend, and after that it was like one weekend a month. And if she did, we were definitely arguing or text fighting. If I could take it back, I just would have never asked her to move in with me if I would have known it was going to come to whatever this is. This is where I'm at now. Yeah, talking to you, and I'm going crazy. Our sex life has changed. Off the bat, not as frequent. It's not really like, hey, let's do it. It's more like, hey, do you want to? And I mean, it could have fooled me. That's not how I feel it's supposed to be. It didn't used to be that way, but it's kind of where it is now. And it still happens, but it's more of like it almost seems like a chore.
Ava is spied later having drinks on a balcony with an unknown young man. Sometime later, suspect Calloway leaves and returns home for the evening.
If Ava's cheating, emotionally or physically, she so much as kisses another guy, we're done. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but I do a lot for her, and I definitely want to see whoever this clown is, face to face, and I just don't understand people like it. It's not in my DNA. I wasn't raised that way, and if that's the kind of person she is, and whoever else is that kind of person, I don't need those kind of people in my life. But if anything, she owes me an explanation.
Days later, investigators, still staking out suspect Calloway's residence, spot the sprightly young lady as she leaves her abode. Followed closely by a mobile unit, the suspect makes her way back to the same apartment parking lot she was seen visiting earlier. Cheaters operators spot the suspect on the same balcony she was on in previous surveillance. The suspect's consort, who brings her more drinks, has been identified as one Giovanni Jackson. After her happy hour ends, Ms. Calloway toodles away, blissfully unaware of the detective hot on her trail. Suspect Calloway drives home. Sticking to their game plan, Cheaters investigators pursue the stakeout of the suspect's residence. Suspect Calloway enters her car and leaves home. Tailed by a Cheaters unit, Calloway drives to a restaurant where she meets up with Jackson. The troublemaking twosome grab a table on the patio and proceed to down a sumptuous repast. After some time, Calloway and her consort, Jackson, finish their meal. Grabbing to-go boxes, the suspect kisses her paramour. Calloway returns to her vehicle. As the suspect drives home, thinking her deceit remains hidden, Cheaters prepares to enlighten a disconcerted Nicholas. After the break, the confrontation.
Now that Cheaters has confirmed the suspect's infidelity, a call goes out to arrange a meeting with Nicholas. Anxious to confirm or deny his girlfriend's infidelities, Nicholas prepares for the worst. Nicholas, first things first I'd like to say, man, is I appreciate you coming in. This can bring up a lot of different emotions. It is really hard. This is the worst case scenario for anyone to be in. So my question for you is, we do have surveillance to show you that our detectives have shot. Are you prepared to see that?
I mean, I just, at this point, I just like a Band-Aid. I just want to I need to know.
Okay, fair enough. Surveillance, please. All right, so we begin our surveillance with our detective outside of her apartment. Sometime later, we see her get into her vehicle and she drives away. As our detectives follow her vehicle, a black sedan, she arrives at this apartment complex. She pulls into the driveway and she walks in. We then see her with this male enjoying drinks on a balcony. You recognize him? You ever seen him before?
I actually have seen this guy before. I don't know him, but I've seen him. I've seen him.
So he's a familiar face.
Yeah.
Okay, when she did walk into that apartment, I mean, do you notice that attire? It's very revealing. Yeah. I mean, that's a very, very skimpy dress.
I bought that dress.
You bought that dress?
Crazy. Yeah, it's...
So they continue on the balcony, I mean, holding hands. Then they walk inside, and a few hours later, she leaves. So far, how are you feeling about this, Nicholas?
I'm definitely not good. I feel like it's only going to get worse.
All right, well, on this day in our investigation, we were outside of Ava's house. We see her walk to her vehicle. She gets in, shuts the door, she drives away. Our detectives follow her down a residential street, and she arrives at the same apartment from the previous day. She walks into the same building, and that's when we see her once again outside on the balcony, conversing with that gentleman.
I know where I've seen him from. This is the guy who works at her job. He's the sign spinner.
Wow. Well, I think he's been spinning a little bit more than signs with your lady, but we see her pull her cell phone out, and she receives a phone call. Do you remember that gear we put in your cell phone?
Yeah.
To record your phone calls? What you're about to hear is one of your phone calls. Tell me if you remember this conversation.
Hey, Rob, hey, what's up?
Hey, babe. I'm just out with a friend right now. What's going on?
I flew in. You remember, right?
Yeah, it's on my calendar. I guess the notification didn't pop up or something.
I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. I'm just saying, like, I just flew in. I just miss you. That's all.
Yeah, I miss you too. But you took this whole trip, and you've been gone for like your own personal reasons and everything. So
my own personal reasons. It's my job.
It's whatever. Okay, I gotta go. I'll call you back.
Whatever.
Yeah. Your job, your income, your relationship, your everything to her is whatever?
I had just flew back in from Florida, and we had already scheduled. I mean, I'm just really annoyed. I mean, I feel like a dumbass, you know?
Well, I completely understand, but you got to realize that it's not, you shouldn't feel stupid. So let's just get through this and let's just get you what you came here for, which is an answer and pull that Band-Aid off that wound and let it heal.
Yeah.
After having a few drinks, they do go back inside for some time, and she does return home once again.
Where are they? I don't just.
You've seen enough?
Me, man.
How about this, man? How about this? Why don't we just get going? We'll get on the road. They're at a concert. We have a location exactly where they are right now. Okay, I believe that is our detective. Everybody out. Let's go.
Who the f is this? Who the f are you? Up, bro.
Hey, come out! Get up!
Me.
Let me talk to you for a second. I just want to talk about.
I'm the stupid one. Oh, that's what you defending. And this, look at your outfit. I'll pay for your.
This is extra.
Oh, you just getting from this, right? Oh, this extra. Bitch, you extra.
Can you tell me a little bit about what's happened?
Going on, cuz straight like that.
All right, I'm gonna tell you. I'm Clark Gable. Cheaters.
All this cheating, bro. Get out my face, cuz.
Hey, we came out here because you were hooking up with Ava, correct?
Bro, I don't give a about none of that, bro.
Coming up next, the conclusion.
They're at a concert.
Who the f is this? Who the f are you?
Wake up, bro. All this cheating, bro. Get out my face, cuz.
What is a sign spinner giving you? What is a sign spinner doing for you?
What the f you doing for me, no? What? Get the f out my face!
Bro, I just want to get your side of the story, man. That's all.
You, this show, that rob beat.
Yeah, we on the now you got his shirt off.
Hey, what's cracking, bro? What's up, bro?
Would you rather deal with him or talk to me and be cool, dude?
What are you doing?
You ain't giving me that. Maybe your girlfriend.
What are you doing?
Maybe your girlfriend can tell
What are
you
you
something.
doing? Man,
What the f are you doing?
No!
Oh no, these my friends. You don't like them?
You got bombs. Get the f out of here.
Man, look, check this out, bro. We was out.
Yeah.
You feel me? I met her out somewhere. She said her man's was doing some dirty. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, you leave that then holler at me.
Yeah.
What's up, man? That's how it happened.
That's how it happened?
Like that. That's how it happened, bro.
So she didn't tell you they were together anymore?
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all. I ain't know none of that, bro. From what
So you had no
always
idea?
gone, fam.
So she like she was single. She played it like you were
You
single.
feel me? Straight like that, bro.
Why don't you
What
talk
we
to
have to talk about?
What do you mean? What do we have to talk
we have to
about?
talk about?
We ain't got nothing to talk about. We ain't got nothing to talk
I'm
about.
glad you understand.
Cause you ain't doing so you need some evidence?
Do you remember these days? Y'all meeting up on the balcony? That's you, right?
Yeah, that's me.
That's you?
Big fact.
And you had no idea, man.
And I ain't know nothing about none of that, bro.
Well, let's go tell him that real quick.
You gonna talk? So you gonna talk?
What is that to talk
So you gonna
about?
talk?
What do you want?
So you gonna talk?
What?
So you gonna talk?
What? What the
Where your girlfriend at? Bro, where my homie at? Show her the video. I think she need to see. So was I being played? What do you mean? Does it matter? It matters.
Nicholas.
Doing nothing all
Nicholas.
the time.
He said Ava told him that she was single.
That's the time and what?
Oh, so you told this you was single. Cheater! So you told that you was single. Watch out, Doc.
You have nothing to say?
So she told you she was single though, right?
Yeah, you see I got my back to you, right?
You bitch. Turn your back. You a fuck.
Let me talk to you. Is this worth it?
What?
Exactly happened. Why would you tell your man? Why wouldn't you just tell him in the first place?
Okay. Is he handling no. He invested time? No.
Do you want to see this right here? They're beating the living out of each other.
Okay, all this was not him.
Ava, I just have one question.
Hey, why y'all spying on me? What the whoa!
Because Nick hired us to do it because you wouldn't give him an answer why your romantic
He
relationship.
hired y'all to do all this extra when he could have just asked me because I don't like this.
Because he plays video games or because he.
Because he don't invest time on invisible. What the
What's up? You ain't talking about.
If you're invisible to him,
It ain't about money. It ain't about none of that.
then why did you?
Don't handle his.
Well, why don't you put all that aside and try to communicate with him and just see
No,
what he says?
how about he try to communicate, period?
He does. I heard the phone call.
This got back in town from doing what? What he always do.
Move the camera before I move that mother.
What do y'all think? Once a cheater, always a cheater, or what?
Move.
Collect all your stuff.
Let's go.
Nick.
Whatever, bro.
All right. Hey guys, let's load up.
Excuse me. Can where is he at? He need to call. All y'all ass need to go over there.
Hey, bro, guys.
Oh, they still over here.
You see a young guy.
I believe they said it. I believe they said it's
You see a
done.
young guy,
I
bro.
believe they said it's done. Get the up out of here.
She probably give you a turn. Go see what's up.
Yes, you want from her.
After the tumultuous confrontation, Nicholas decides on a further course of action. At the end of the show, Cheaters details Nicholas's choices for what he plans next. But next, Jerrium, a former suspect in an archived case, comes forward to explain his part on the night he was busted by Cheaters.
The violence really didn't surprise me. I already knew if I was ever to get caught, it was gonna be a big mess. I was more surprised by the scene, the cameras and all the, the commotion after what had just happened with the police. So I'm just like, what a night, It ain't my night. I did go somewhere and sit down, but I already knew she would get violent. She caught me, especially how she caught me in a hot tub with a towel on, and I know she thinking all kinds of stuff.
Booty, you ain't hurt this bitch. You ain't hurt this time, man. You ain't hurt this time, man. You ain't hurt this time, man. You ain't hurt this time. You ain't hurt this time, man.
Get up, man. Come on, Sheila, I've been with her for a minute. It was kind of just like normal, After being with somebody so long, you get comfortable, you get set in your ways. It just got a little boring. I won't say boring, but, I guess I needed a spark. And I was out and about one day and I ran into a little female, so I didn't think it was going to be too much of nothing. We just changed numbers. But, I go to school too, so, I might leave school and call us, and she'll tell me come through. Go pick up, go to the park, chill. She was just new, young, and fun, just like a breath of fresh air. Yeah, all that nagging all the time, and it just needed some space, I guess.
Look, I ain't been really harassing you. Asking you, but I ain't harassing you, man. You bring it to this point. So I can put it in your face. So I can put it in your face. So I can put it in your face, let you know I know. Let you know I know.
Do all that, man.
Okay.
There's something going on, she left.
But did she ever give you a chance? Because she told me that she asked you, a couple weeks.
Say yeah.
She told me a couple weeks ago she asked if you had been doing anything wrong. Would I say yes to what?
If your wife asked you, if you were cheating, she asked you, would you say yeah? My little friend, I don't really talk to her too much anymore after the altercation. I guess she got scared away. But man, Sheila, we still cool. I talk to her every now and then. We ain't in a relationship anymore. I said, it's life, it happens, I guess it's a reality check. We all can get caught, And nobody getting away with, you really ain't getting away with nothing. What's done in the dark, gonna come to the light eventually. And that's just how I got caught, that's how it happened to me. So now I know I ain't too slick either.
Frustrated and angered by his girlfriend's lack of empathy and her lack of understanding adulthood, Nicholas Booth breaks off all contact with the suspect. Speaking candidly to Cheater's producers, Nicholas says, "I don't really care what she does now. If that clown wants her, he can have her. Then she'll find out what kind of life a sign spinner can afford." The suspect, Ava Calloway, doesn't have much to add to the case. She claims to have left the client and is actively working on the relationship with companion Jackson. The suspect's companion, Giovanni Jackson, did speak to Cheater's producers. He says, "We doing all right. She with me now and always."
Cheating is a crime. It happens every day. Ugly people running around. Really still have to pay. They think nobody's watching, but you better think again. Another heart is broken.
Now remember, if you don't get your programming from Goldstein's, why, we'll both lose money.